we're going to talk about a couple of tips for Zoom. So just sort of how to use Zoom to the best of your ability, how to make sure you can find the link to each of our Zoom meetings, how do you be in the waiting room, that sort of thing, just so you know all the ins and outs of Zoom. So we want to start by, we're going to look at it on the phone, and we're going to talk about how we talked about this a little bit before, but how you change your display name on Zoom. So it's really helpful to us if you have your actual name as your display name on Zoom, because then we can tell who was here if we need to line it up with the attendance list. Sometimes when you pop up on the Zoom chat, like sometimes your display name is like my Galaxy phone or my iPhone or something like that. That's just the default. So we're going to show you how to change it to your actual name. Okay. So this is me in another Zoom meeting. So let's say this is me doing the university. All right. So I'm in here and I want to go in and see, like, okay, so whenever you want any of these settings, you've probably figured this part out by now. Whenever you want to see any of those things, like the stuff at the top and the bottom, you just click on the screen. Okay. So what I want to do to change my name is I'm going to click where it says participants. Okay. And when you're in a smart, like something with smart, obviously there's going to be more participants than just you. But right now it's just me in this meeting by myself. So what I'm going to do is click on that and see, it gives me the option to raise my hand or rename myself. So right now it says Francis. I can go in and just say F Wood. I could say, but I want to say my real name. So I'm going to say my full name on here. You don't have to say your full name, but your first name would be really good. So this is the name that will come up as your display name. Okay. So see, I changed it there, and I can close this out and I go back. And if I click on this, it'll say my name is Francis Wood. Down there at the bottom, it says Francis Wood. So it's picked up my actual name. So that's how you would change it. Again, you click on the screen, go to go to participants, click on yourself, and then hit rename. Okay. All right. And now I want to show you quick how to change your background. So if you've been on the Zoom calls, you've seen that some people have like wild looking backgrounds. You know what I mean? That's not like in their house. This right now is my house. It's just, there's a lot going on in there. But you can make like a different kind of background if you want something else in the background. This won't work great for mine because like I said, I have a lot of things happening in the background. But if you're against like a white wall or something that's sort of a solid color, this works pretty well. Okay. So I'll show you how to do this. We're going to go to that little thing at the bottom that says more, and you'll see there's all sorts of things in here, but you want to go to virtual background. Okay. You see this one right here? Click on that. All right. So you see right now I have none, but these are my options that are just built in. This one that looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. There's some grass. There's like the surface of the earth. So if I do the Golden Gate Bridge, suddenly I'm in California. Or I can do the grass and I'm an ant. Or I can do this and I'm like an astronaut. You can also add your own picture here. So like I can have Jim in the background. There's Jim. That's just a screenshot of the back of my phone. But you see, I mean, you can add whatever you want here. But if you don't want everybody seeing your house or something, like whatever, like if you just like want something cute in the background, that's what you can do. Okay. And then if you want to take it off, you can play around with it. But then if you want to take it off and just have your regular background, you hit none. And that's just my background. Okay.
Changing the name inside a Zoom room. So inside a Zoom room would mean you're already in the Zoom meeting on your PC or Mac or however you're using it that isn't mobile. And you're going to actually go through the same steps. Just luckily, when you're logged in a Zoom already, you're going to see participants. You don't have to click on your screen like you would in the mobile version. Yes, these icons at the bottom: mute, start video security, participants, chat, share screen, record. Some of these you might not have for your settings, but you will always see participants and chat. And those are things that you should just click automatically when you log into Zoom, just to be prepared for the chat and to be prepared to change your name if you need to. So you're going to click on participants, and then similar to Francis, you're going to see your name, and then you're going to click more. And then it's going to give you the option to rename yourself. You'll click participants, you'll click on rename, and then you'll just type in the name. It could just be your first name, it could be your first initial plus your last name, it could be your first and last name, whichever one you prefer. But that is how you would change your name on the computer if you're using it from a laptop or a computer.
So if you change your name once on here, it should stay, it'll default to that the next time you get on. So it'll stay that way until you change it back again.
Unless someone else uses the same
Unless,
Zoom.
yeah. Unless someone else is using the same Zoom as you. But yeah, if it's just you using that Zoom and you've changed it over to your actual name, you should have it when you sign on again and not have to do it every single time.
And now we will go to virtual backgrounds. It's going to be just a little blurry just because I zoomed in to a low quality picture. But I hope you all can see the icons here. Again, this is just a screenshot of what it looks like at the bottom of the screen for some people when they're in Zoom. We have our mute, we have our video, participants, chat. It looks like some of these icons were updated, but I'm not an expert. So when you're logged into Zoom on a laptop or computer, you're going to see this video option. You'll see it mute. If you click that, that'll mute you. If you click on the video, it'll stop your video. But if you click this little arrow right next to video, it'll bring up the options of if you have multiple cameras, which camera you want to change, but also your video settings. And that's where you'll click on to change your virtual background. And you'll get the same template of the default backgrounds, the space theme, the Golden Gate Bridge. I believe there might be a few extra ones on the laptop and PC ones,
Yeah, I think there
but
are.
even so, you'll get those fun ones that Zoom just gives you. And then you will also have the option of clicking that plus sign and adding in your own photo as well. I'm going to show you a little bit of what the waiting room looks like because it sounds like it's been a little scary for people because it could look like, did I get the right link, am I in the right room, um especially with default. But I have changed it so that it will say that you are in a smart class, you are in the right link, you're just waiting to be let in, like our security measures. So the next time you join a Zoom meeting, it will say, thank you for joining us for this smart class. Class will begin shortly. And you just hang out there. And then you'll still be able to see the chat because that is where I will post the attendance link early on while you're in that waiting room. All right. So over here, this is a test for a Zoom waiting room. It'll say the meeting topic, it'll say the host, it'll say Smart University on our end. This is just someone else's screenshot, but it'll give you the password, all of that, the link. It'll say all of these things, and that can look a little weird when you first click on a waiting room. I get it. But for ours, it's going to say the meeting topic. So usually it'll be a Smart University class, and it'll say host Smart University. So that's how you know you're in the right place. And when you log in, it'll also say, thank you for joining this class. You're in the waiting room and class will begin shortly. So that's how you know. And if you want to see the chat, you'll still have these same options like at the bottom, the mute, the video, the participants, as well as chat. You'll have that no matter if you're on the mobile or the computer
Mhm.
laptop version. So while in the waiting room, if you click on chat, you'll see everything that the hosts are sending to the people in the waiting room, which you will just see multiple times me saying, good morning, please sign in before this time, and you'll have that link. So then during that waiting period, while you're in the room, you're not going anywhere. You can just click on the link from the chat, sign in, and then you're done. And then once you're let into the class, you already did your sign in. You don't have
Yeah.
to toggle between the screens, which is kind of annoying once a class has started. But during the waiting room period, you're already logged in and waiting. We see you in
Mhm.
the waiting room. We know you're not going anywhere unless you X out of the Zoom. But this is what a waiting room will look like. And this is one more screenshot over here of what you will see. How I was
Mhm.
saying there'll be a little description of the class. It'll say, please wait, the meeting host will let you in. That's their default one, but I
Mhm.
changed it to be more personal to us so that you know that you're in a Smart University class. So for us, it's going to say, thank you for joining. Smart University will start soon. And there'll be a little description. And again, you'll have the chat option, which you'll want to open. So, meeting messages here, everyone in waiting room. I will admit you in a moment. That was sent by the host.
Mhm.
So, the host normally is me, and you'll see it'll say to everyone in the waiting room, good morning, please sign in before this time, and we'll see you shortly for the class. So that's what the chat looks like, that's what the description looks like, that's what the waiting room looks like. It's not a broken link. You're in the right place. We just haven't started a class yet.
Okay, so this is me in the Tech Talk test email. So just as like a way of showing you how to do it. So this is the link right here for the meeting we're actually on right now. Okay. So and you see the link, you all know how to join. So you go where it says join Zoom meeting and click on that blue link. And you see too, that's where the password is embedded. That's one of the levels of security. That's why you get this link directly like this. Okay, so let's say, whoops, I archived it. Oh no, where'd it go? Like, what am I going to do? Okay. So the way this is actually helpful for everything, not just Zoom. If you want to search your mail, like this is the best way to find things that you think you may have archived, deleted, whatever. So I got that email from Christina. I can say, Christina, I can think of anything else that might be in there too. I can just do Christina, but I'm going to say Christina Zoom because I know Zoom's in there too. All right. And so look, two things came up. One is the screenshots. That's something else that she invited me to. But here, look, you find it if you look it up. It's the second one on here. Okay, so if you've archived something, if you have, even if you've deleted something and you haven't emptied your trash yet, you should be able to do a search and find Zooms. So that's a great way to find email of any kind that you think you might have like that you just can't find off the top of your head, and you can do it relatively quickly. Okay.
This is the Tech Talk email if you were using it on a desktop. As you can see, the changes that Francis made from the phone, the email is no longer there. So I logged in to to this email from a different place. Oh no, where's that link that I'm supposed to get on Zoom with? What do I do? I know Sam is always the one who sends it to me. So yes, I would search Sam, but I know this time I sent it to me. So I would search Christina, and there is the meeting link. I can even star this if I know, like if you got the email and you're just like, oh, this is great. I got the link, but then you clicked on it and then kind of it grays out. So then you don't think about it for the next time when you actually need to use it. I always star things that I know are
Hmm.
going to be important, but that I'm not going to use immediately, and then there's the link. So if since I do have it starred, if I knew I started, you could start every Zoom link that you get from Sam, and then when you go to your starred section, you would
Hmm.
see them all linked up, all the past ones, and then the most recent one is going to show up towards the top.
That's a good practice. That's just a good way of keeping things sort of organized if you're into that. And also just a note too, we're doing both of these on Gmail, but if you're using another form of email, every email form has that search feature, so you can always search for the name of the person that sent it to you. Zoom link, something like that that you know is going to be in there, and it should pop up,
Yeah,
whether you're
so
using Gmail or something else.
exactly. The morning of the class, if you're just like, I need to get this link ready, no matter what email you're using, if you just search Zoom, the most recent Zoom link that you need to get on the class is going to be in your email. When you click on that blue link, it is going to put you in a waiting room.
Yep. So the thing you should immediately see there, if you're at all before the time that the meeting starts, if you're in that 10 minutes before, you'll be in a waiting room and you'll be in the right place. You'll be all set up.
And sometimes what emails will do if they don't recognize who an email is coming
Yeah.
from, like you've never opened an email from Smart, or you've always deleted our emails or something like that, it'll start to go to spam as
Hmm.
well. So how to like get around this is like, if you know Sam, if you know Francis, if you
Yep.
know Tara, if you're getting emails from us, actually opening them will kind of flag in your email like, oh, these are people that they want to get emails from and they want to see. So then it won't go to spam. But that is also, you might want to check spam
Yeah.
sometimes too.
Yeah.
If you're just like, I definitely have gotten emails before from us,
Hmm.
like, let me check my spam. And again, if it's very recent, it's going to be at the top. So you shouldn't have to scroll through.
If you think of anything in the next couple of weeks while we're on break, please do let us know in terms of things we can talk about in future tech talks, or just things you're interested in learning more about on the phone or your computer. All right. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.